Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I am Maria, aka agapelovegirl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, today I'm just going to be doing like my face makeup using several new products. There are a few that are not new, but I wasn't going to film this, but I thought, you know, some of these are new and maybe I should just do a quick like face and do some first impressions. Just not necessarily full face first impressions, but like a face of some first impressions. If you're curious about my eyes, I'm using the, I was going to say Too Faced. Why? I don't even have any Too Faced products. Anyways, I'm going to be using, I used the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I do have a tutorial up, so I will have that linked for you guys to check out if you would like to see the tutorial on it. With that, let's go ahead and get to this. Right, first up, I'm going to be priming my face using the Milk makeup. I don't even know what it's called anymore because it's like I bought the mini one. I haven't used this at all yet. I bought it when I was in New York at IMATS. I didn't buy this at IMATS, but I bought it at Sephora while I was in New York for IMATS, basically. But it's the blur stick. Yes, it's not on here, I just remembered. And I have like felt it like this, so it's been used in that sense, but I haven't tried it on my face, so it's literally gonna be first impressions. This isn't, just based on the feeling of it, quite what I expected it to be, but we shall see how it works on my face. I've been so curious to try this and I'm glad to finally check it out. But like I said, this is the mini version, so if you're curious, like only doing that small, this is very small. It's the mini version. It was only $14 compared to, I don't know what the full size price is, but even $14 was really expensive for this. I can't believe I spent that, but I was just that curious about it. Basically just going to try to concentrate it on, because I don't have like super crazy pores, but just on spots where I know I get like fine, like have fine lines and foundation tends to seep in there, and then like where I do get my pores. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to like blend it with my fingers or not, but I'm gonna kind of just do that. This is a literal first impressions. Normally I don't like to do that, but here it is. I maybe talked about this before, but I do have these like holes on the side of my nose. They're like acne marks on the side of my nose. They're so big that people have thought that I had my nose pierced, and no, I have not. I wish I could say that's what it was from. Maybe I should just lie, but I have not had my nose pierced. Alright, it was kind of driving me nuts that I couldn't remember the info about this, so I had to look it up. But the full size is $36. You get 1 ounce. And then the small size that I have is 0.19 ounces or 0.19 ounces for $14. And it does say that you just swipe all over your face and then blend. So it seems I have done it correctly. And I feel like it feels really nice. It has this like, you don't feel it. I like that it doesn't feel like a typical like slippery primer, like a silicone primer, because that's typically why I don't like primers. So I tend to go for primers that are more like lotiony feeling and then absorb into the skin. So I like that. Do I feel like my skin looks more blurred? I don't know. I guess I wasn't really paying attention in the first place. But we shall see how it works with, let me put a little bit right here just so I could see if seems any different. It does feel really nice on my skin, like it really does. Anyways, we shall see if it helps or does anything for my foundation. And speaking of which, I'm going to be using the brand new Colourpop No Filter foundation. I'm in the shade medium 80. Well, that's the shade I got. I don't know if that's actually my shade. I feel like it's a little bit too light for me. I think it probably would have worked before I went on my little trip I did the past 2 weeks with my family. I've been out in the sun a lot, so I've gotten pretty tan, so it probably will look a lot pretty light on me. So don't be judging. this is what I ordered based on like the swatches and stuff, and it looked like it would suit me, but I think it's a little bit too light for me right now, unfortunately. But we're just gonna go ahead and go for it. Now, right off the bat, I will say this isn't a complete first impressions review. I've already used this once. I was really curious as soon as I got home and opened all my packages and things like that to give it a try. So I wore it a couple days ago for the first time, and I will say my very first impressions of it, I don't care for it. So they're not great, but I want to give it a try again. I'm going to be using it today, and then I do plan to hopefully do a full review on it. If anybody's why can't I talk? If anybody is curious and interested in that, please let me know if you'd like me to continue and do a full review of this, and I will do that. But right now it's just gonna be my first impressions. Hopefully it'll be a little bit different today. I don't really know, we shall see. But the first time I used this, I used it with a flat paddle like flat foundation brush, and I was gonna do that again today, but I can't. I don't know what I did with that brush, and I have had like 3 of them and I can't find any of them. I don't know. But I used a mixture of a flat brush, foundation brush, and a sponge, and today I'm just going to go ahead and try to apply it with a duo fiber brush and then a sponge. Today I'm going to be using this one from Morphe. Only reason I'm using this one is just because all the other ones are dirty and that one's clean. So I'm going to go ahead and shake this up, apply a little bit to the back of my hand, and start out by stippling it onto my face, and then I'll blend it in with the sponge. This is a very fluid foundation, and that's not what I don't like about it. I didn't like the way it looked on my skin, and the way, especially the way it went and applied over my nose. It just looked weird. And again, I don't know if that's just because the shade is not my shade, and so that was kind of messing with the way I felt like it looked, but I don't know. I'm just starting out with 2 pumps for now because a little bit does go a long way, so that is a good thing. And this dual fiber brush is from Beauty Junkies, by the way. Yeah, it's definitely pretty light for me. It's just really hard to tell by looking on swatches online. Additionally, like I had looked at swatches before I bought this, because when I ordered it, I was actually while I was away on a trip, and we were like camping and I was ordering makeup. But we didn't have really good service, like hardly any, but I got to one spot where I got a little bit of service, just enough to be able to like get on the website and actually purchase. I didn't think I would actually go through, but it did. The thing is, the service was so bad, like none of the photos were loading, so I couldn't really double check with the photos they had on their website, but I had saved some photos previously before we went on our trip to get an idea, and kind of wrote down shades that I thought I would be, and so that's why I picked this one, and the concealers. So I did also buy the concealers. But I might actually, with the duo fiber brush, I feel like it applied really well. I might not even have to go in with the sponge. Anyways, I did buy the concealers, but I won't be using those today because based on the swatches I saw before I bought and that had saved the colors I thought I might be, those swatches, the pictures of those are like way different than what the actual shades are, I believe. So I actually did. I went ahead and ordered more concealers, 2 other shades, different ones, darker ones, that hopefully will work for me, because the ones I got are literally like my daughter's shade of white. Okay, so I do think this applied a lot better with the duo fiber brush than it did with the flat foundation. The reason why I chose to use a flat foundation brush is because I feel like I thought I saw somewhere posted by Colourpop that this was the best way to use and apply this foundation, so I thought I'd give that a go. But yeah, I didn't like it. And while I feel like it applied a little bit better with I don't even really need to do this actually, I feel like it looks pretty good. But just kind of tapping it to make sure. Anyways, I feel like it definitely applied a lot better with this brush, but even still, I don't love the way it looks. I just feel like, maybe because it's supposed to be more of a full coverage or matte. Okay, yeah, so it's supposed to be a full coverage natural matte foundation. I do agree, it's such a thin formula that I think it can be sheared out if you wanted to like mix it with a moisturizer or something like that. I do feel like it's pretty full coverage. Like you saw, as soon as I put it on, it was like bam, pigment, and it's still really thin that it feels super lightweight. Like I said, I applied this a couple days ago. I wore it out through the night on a date with my husband, and it stayed very very lightweight feeling, and I liked that. It didn't get dewy or anything on my skin, and when I touched my skin felt like skin, so I liked that aspect of it. But going back to what I don't like about it, I just feel like it looks weird on certain parts of my skin, especially around my nose and right here. And yes, I did use a primer today, but I didn't use any primer when I first applied this the very first time I tried it, and it still did the same thing. So I don't think it's that. It could be possibly that my skin has been a little bit more dry lately, so it's not playing well with you know, a matte foundation. But I don't feel like it's looked like this with any other foundations I've used, so I don't know. I just don't prefer the way it looks on my skin, I guess. It's just, I don't know, it looks just weird. And again, like I said already, I believe it could just be because the color's so light that if it were to actually match my skin tone, these might be little things I don't even notice, but because it's so much lighter than my skin, I feel like I'm noticing all the little things that are wrong with it. So that is that. I still feel like I don't like it a ton, but I do feel like it applied a little bit better today, so there is that. I am going to keep using it, playing around with it, see what I think. And I keep patting it in, hopefully it'll look better, but it's not. It just looks like it's dryness sitting on my skin. Ugh, I don't know. I might have to zoom you guys in so you see what I'm talking about, because I feel like from the viewfinder it looks pretty decent, but up close it's looking like a wreck. Alright, so here it is on my forehead, and you can kind of see, like, I just feel like it's, you see every little dry patch. I feel like it's kind of clinging a little bit up in that one fine line that I have right there. And I feel like up close you can actually see that the coverage, I don't know, from afar it looked like there was good coverage, but I don't know, up close looking at my forehead doesn't look like it's covered that well. I'm sure I could build it up, I just really don't want to. And then here around my nose is where I feel like it looks the worst. And yeah, I do have some dryness, as you can see, because I have been out in the sun a lot and used sunscreen, but not a really good one. So not one that's necessarily meant for my face, but you know, so that kind of led to the dryness. But even still, like, I've used other foundations that don't look like this. And here's my chin. I don't like the way it's looking. Ugh. Speaking of sunscreen, I'm so terrible. I've just been using the ones you like put on your body on my face, which is just like I shouldn't be doing. I just didn't have time to go find one that was like for my face. So if any of you guys have a favorite that you recommend, let me know. I need to go get one. I just don't know what to get. I've been seeing everybody post about this new one from Neutrogena. It's like the gel one. So I'm super curious about that. If you tried it, let me know if it's good. I might pick that one up, but I definitely need one because that spray one for your body is like drying out my face like crazy. And I've been trying to like keep on my skincare and keep myself hydrated and all that, my skin, but oh my goodness, it's like yuck. So again, it could just be my skin. It's not doing well with this foundation. It's just, or I don't know. I probably really just need to try again when my skin is a little bit better, like back to its more moisturized state and not so dried out, to give it more of a fair shot. Anyways, next up for concealer, I don't have a new concealer. Well, I do. The Colourpop ones, they're way too light. I did try to use it the other day and I was like, holy dang, it's just way too light for me. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to speed right through this because you guys have seen me use this a ton. You guys know I love this, but I'm almost out of it and I'm kind of trying to just use it up. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and use today. Alright, now I don't have any new products for bronzer, setting, powder or anything like that, so I'm going to speed along that too, just because my first impressions review of the foundation has already been so long. But just to let you guys know, I'm going to be using the Milani Multitasker powder to set. I'm going to set very like lightly because this doesn't really need to be set like at all. It's already so dry. And then for bronzer, I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer. I've been loving this one lately. I'm going to really kind of pack it on and warm up my skin, and then I will come back to do blush because I do have something new for that. And now for some blush, I received 2 brand new blush palettes from Stilazzi. I actually recently just did 2 videos featuring Stilazzi brushes, doing their face brushes and eye brushes, and it was a fun little couple of videos I did where I had you guys vote on which brushes you thought worked best and looked the best. It was like a brush battle kind of a thing between their Artist and Luxe and Studio Series collection. If you haven't seen those videos, definitely check them out, vote, play along. I try to make them fun and interactive, but definitely check them out. I really enjoy their brushes. But anyways, they recently just sent me their blush palettes that I believe they just launched. There's one called Barbados, and it looks, these are really pretty palettes by the way, and so it looks like this. These are from pretty bold color, so this is going to be really great for darker, deep skin tones and a variety of skin tones, I think. As well, I saw a video recently that they posted on their YouTube channel with 2 other beauty influencers who I just think are so fun. I really adore them. I'm going to link that video, guys, check it out. But they used several of these shades for an eye look too. So if these shades, like, you know, call out your name, you know you like them, but you don't think you'd use them as a blush, they'd be really great like eyeshadows. And this is actually the one I think I'm going to use today. I think I want to use this shade Private Island right here. I think that would be really pretty. Might be too deep for my skin tone, but I don't know, I'm just going to work with it. The next one is Bahamas. It looks like this. So here's this one and here's the Bahamas. And so Bahamas looks like this one's a little bit more of a lighter palette. So but this one also, it's weird because this one's, the other one, Barbados, is like a super dark, vibrant mix of colors, and this one's just really fair, but they're really pretty. So anyways, that's what that looks like. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Barbados palette, and I'm going to take that shade Private Island, and I'm actually going to be taking it on a Stilazzi brush. This is one from their Studio series, and this is their Duo Fiber Small Powder Brush. I've been really loving this one for blush, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a try into Private Island. Ooh, it is pigment. I barely tap my brush in and bam, okay. I'll tap off that excess and just slightly go in. Oh dang, that is so... Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. I might need to blend this out with some powder because that's way too pigmented for me. At least for this look. A little bit too pink as well for this look. So right now I'm just kind of trying to blend it all in so it doesn't look... so it looks nice and even. And then I will add some powder. So now I'm just going back with that other Duo Fiber brush I used with the powder, and I'm just going to get a little bit more on there and then just try to tone that down a bit. Next up for setting spray, I'm going to be using the Ciate London Dewy Spritz Mist. I've used this in a previous video and I fell in love with it. I actually took this with me on our 2-week family camping trip vacation, and I just love it. It has hyaluronic acid in it and it's just amazing. I really love it. How many times can I say I love it? And lastly, for highlight, I'm going to use the Ciate London, what is this called? It's their Starburst highlight. It has a cute name, but that's the shade I'm using. I use this also in another video. I'll link that for you if you're interested. Alright, and that pretty much wraps it up for my face of somewhat first impressions. I am going to go ahead and put on lashes. Alright, now to wrap up this look, I'm going to be using another product from the Born to Run collection, and this is the lipstick in the shade 66. It looks like a very neutral nude shade, which I know is kind of boring, but I just feel like the eyes are just speaking for themselves today, so I just want to do something simple on the lips. This is actually a lot more cool toned of a lipstick than I thought it would be, but oh well. I feel like it kind of clashes a little bit with that orangey shade I got on my eyes, but it's fine. We're gonna roll with it. So that wraps it up for this face of somewhat first impressions and some new products. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and this look. Like I said already, if you want a tutorial on the eyes, I'll have that linked. Be sure to check it out, as well as my video on the Born to Run collection. Be sure to leave your suggestions for some good face sunscreen for me, and I'd love to know your thoughts on any of these products if you have tried them and all that stuff. Also, don't forget to let me know if you want a full review on the Colourpop foundation after I wear it a little bit more and get a better idea for it. If you've tried it, I'd love to know what you think of it. Sorry, my hair is like sliding all over the place, so it's like driving me nuts. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it and all that good stuff. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. It's a lot longer than I already thought it was going to be. So with all that being said, thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes.